Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the 2026 Showcase for Senior Design. We are the Nelnet team, and we have built Apsera. So to tell you a little bit more about the company, Nelnet is a student loan service provider. It gives loans to a bunch of the FAFSA and subsidized and unsubsidized loans across the US. They manage all sorts of private and federal student loans, as well as provide all the technology for the banking, the schools, the businesses, government organizations, and beyond. They focus on improving and maintaining the financial services and innovate through all of the loan offices. To tell you a little bit more about us, this is the stakeholders. We have Bill Browning, Dr. Bonita Sharif, and Christian Zuka. This is our team: Leopoldo Hernandez, Kobe Yokum, Cake Mohammed Anas, Yasser Al-Mutawa, and then Cake Henriquez. So currently, the system that's being used for auditing is incredibly slow and unorganized. Everyone has their own audits, doing it on their own side. It's very slow. People are having errors all over the place. So it's important for us to have information all in one place. We have a source of truth. That's not being done currently because everyone wants to do it their way. So there is no centralized place. Everyone wants to do it their own way. Different teams within a company might be doing it differently. There are many different audit types, so this can add complexity for people that don't know and they're new to teams. People can be missing deadlines because their deadline setter is emails. There's all sorts of evidence uploads that need to be done for audits, which, to tell you a bit more, is basically somebody asking a company, prove to us what you've done. Prove to us that your finances are correct. Prove to us that your security is correct. So teams are very likely to start having issues prior to submission, after submission, at least on a large scale when you've done it 1,000 times. So we have found an opportunity in order to resolve this issue once and for all. So we built Apsera. Now what Apsera does, it uses AI power. Now that we have gone into the age of AI is incredibly good at understanding and organizing information, and then taking it and analyzing the information. So we have used AI in order to parse audits. So they come in spreadsheets, whether that is Excel, CSV, or other formats. They get uploaded to our application. From there, we use the AI along with other techniques in order to parse all that information so that we can organize it. So not everyone has their own little organization set. After that, we have assigned role-based dashboards for everyone. So people can be contributors, people can be coordinators, people can go ahead and become admins or developers for the application. And then it takes a user through the entire end-to-end audit lifecycle, from the moment it gets started all the way until it gets submitted and exported to whomever it may be. So we use different pluggable storages such as AWS and other ones such as R1 and other solutions. And then there is document comparison. So let's say I've done an audit 2 years ago, and this one is just a recurring one every couple of years or whatever it may be. We can go in there and look at what has been done this far and use it for what is to come. Now I'll move it on to Leo to explain the solution.
Well, thank you so much, Yasser. So our product solution, I'll first go over how it works. So our workflow involves uploading spreadsheets, which can be any file type, CSV, Excel sheets, so on and so forth. And our system, the OpenAI model that we have, will extract the tasks, or questions, I should say, such as the controls, and the subtasks for that control. For example, part A, part B, part C, and so on and so forth. Once the system extracts the controls and the subtasks, then for example, the coordinator in this role will be able to assign those questions to contributors or the contributor himself or herself can work on the questions. And these questions can involve screenshots or really any file type for the evidences. And for the responses, it's just a simple yes or no question to answer. And then finally, for the workflow, we have the comparing documents, which the both contributor and the coordinator can work on. So as Yasser stated in the previous slide, if let's say you ingest a new audit, you can compare answers from 2, 3, even 4 years ago to see how you would answer this question. And so some key features that involve Apsara involve ingestion of Excel sheets into tasks, again, document comparison across audits and evidences. We also have role-based dashboards. So like my partner here mentioned, we have the admin that oversees accounts and can assign newly created accounts to teams and even roles. We also have the coordinator, which is the main, would say, protagonist that assigns the work, ingests the audits, and talks to the admin or even talks to the auditor on what they want. And we have the contributor, whose only purpose is to work on the subtasks that have been assigned to. And lastly, we have the developer, which has an overarching view of every account across all organizations, unlike the admin that only oversees a certain organization. For example, Nelnet or a certain company, it's only very situational. Lastly, we have our app facilitates audit tracking, so we can see audits from all across every ingested audit is listed in a dashboard, which we can easily see and track the changes of each audit. And then lastly, we have our app is modular, which has cloud storage exporting. If an auditor decides to request all of the evidences and responses that the audit has or the coordinator or contributor has been working on, then as the coordinator, we can export to, for example, AWS's S3. And in this export, then screenshots, other Excel sheets, other file types can be viewed by the auditor. I will now move on to the next slide. So going on with our product solution, we have a workflow as to how the ingestion and the workflow actually works. So it all starts with the coordinator, which is the main person. A client sends the coordinator a file type or the audit itself, and the coordinator uploads the audit to the system. Now the next step is that the system parses the audit and detects the questions, controls, the subparts or subtasks. And once the system extracts all the information, the coordinator in the process can put in tags to symbolize, for example, if this audit belongs to a certain SOC, you can put tags. Then the coordinator can create an audit bundle, which means it takes all of the extracted tasks and populates the dashboard. And that's where the coordinator can begin assigning work to contributor or start working themselves on the audit. And so this populates the contributor dashboard on their end. Furthermore, the contributor now can complete subtasks. And so once the subtasks are completed, then the coordinator can review that work and either send it back for approval or revision, or if the coordinator approves of those edits, then we can move on to the completed audit bundles. So these completed audit bundles now become embeddings for the AI to use for text suggestion or other AI features that we will cover in the future slides. And so finally, once everything is completed and the AI is converted into embeddings, then the coordinator can finally send or export the completed audit to the auditor. Furthermore, this is our app and how we organize the audits. So once an audit has been ingested, now we have organized cards with quick information about the audit, and you can click into the audit and see the workflow, or, one more minute. Okay, this is the workflow, which contains all of the controls that are extracted, and if you begin working on them, then they can change states as an in progress or completed. And then finally, this is our audit comparison workspace. This is how we compare audits from previous years to use that answer from previous years. And so our values and highlights. What Apcera delivers. Apcera eliminates manual audit workflows, facilitates audit tracking across teams, reduces time spent on audit preparation, improves consistency across responses, reduces duplicate work through document comparison. And then lastly, for our project highlights, we have faster audit turnaround, less manual comparison effort, improved team coordination, better visibility into audit progress. Thank you. That is our presentation.